Boris Johnson and Matt Hancock say they are confident Britain's jab program will not be disrupted by an EU clampdown on the export of vaccines. The health secretary was yesterday assured by pharmaceutical chiefs that a Brussels demand for firms to ask permission before moving vaccines out of the bloc will not hit UK supplies. But he took a swipe at the European Union for indulging in protectionism. He said, "We oppose protectionism in all its forms, and I think protectionism is unfortunate, especially so in the midst of a pandemic, when we are working so closely together with countries around the world." He was backed by Boris Johnson, who last night warned the EU not to impose restrictions. Mr. Johnson said at a Downing Street news conference, "I don't want to see restrictions on the supply of vaccines or their ingredients." The Prime Minister insisted all countries should work together as the virus knows no borders. EU chiefs are furious that millions of Britons have been vaccinated while many European countries are struggling to roll out their own programs. Brussels diplomatic sources have even claimed that jabs meant for the EU have gone to the UK instead. Restrictions from the EU could be applied to the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, which is made in Belgium. Brussels has accused AstraZeneca, who, with Oxford University, developed the other main vaccine used in the UK, of failing to deliver promised supplies in Europe. Critics of Brussels have blamed EU bureaucracy for the delays. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen yesterday announced a vaccine export transparency mechanism to regulate exports out of the bloc. During an online event organized by a foreign policy think tank yesterday, Mr. Hancock pledged to cooperate with Brussels. He said, "I am sure that we can work with the EU to ensure that whilst transparency is welcome, there are no blockers put in place." Having spoken to the chief executives both of Pfizer and AstraZeneca, "I am confident the supply of vaccine into the UK won't be disrupted. But I would urge all international partners in fact to be collaborative and work closely together." The PM's official spokesman said, "AstraZeneca are committed to delivering 2 million doses a week to the UK and we are not expecting any changes to that." Referring to the Pfizer vaccine, the spokesman added, "Supplies will be lower this month and next as it upgrades its factory, but it will then increase production in March. Projection of volumes of delivery remain the same for that period." But Ms. von der Leyen yesterday warned that Brussels means business in addressing the row. She insisted pharmaceutical firms should supply the bloc in return for millions of euros invested to help develop the world's first COVID-19 vaccines. The EC president said, "And now companies must deliver. They must honor their obligations. This is why we will set up a vaccine export mechanism."